Hey guys, what's up? It's Fiona. So because I am done with high school, I will be sharing with you a few stories from my freshman year. I figured that since I've already graduated, it would be interesting and funny to go down memory lane and just recount a few stories from every year. So I am starting a new series called Stories from My Years of High School. That literally is the worst title ever, but I'll use it anyways. I had a weird experience in school. I went from being homeschooled all the way up through 6th grade to going to public school through 7th through 9th grade, and then going to a boarding academy from 10th grade to 12th grade. I've basically done everything you can do, because I've even been to a private Christian school when I was in kindergarten. So I just know everything. Please don't take anything I say as serious. I'm usually sarcastic. Freshman year, let's talk about it. So there had been a sub in our school district that we like to call the Lady Gaga sub, because she would wear like cat ears and like weirdly furry scarves, and she actually wore like a foxtail, I think. And she would wear these big clunky boots with heels that were literally this tall. And she would like curl her hair and wear massive eyeliner, and like it just looked like she was trying to be Lady Gaga even though she was only a substitute teacher. And so whenever we would go to class and like people would tell us that there was the Lady Gaga sub, we tried to be as ridiculous as possible in her class. So we would tell her things like, we don't have to do this assignment, you know, like it's not required at all. Oh yeah, we always leave the class 10 minutes early. And she didn't quite get it. So she would just let us do whatever we wanted. We'd use our phones, we would text, we would chew gum because we couldn't do that. We would eat food, we would leave class with like 4 people, and she just didn't care. But one day, this lady, she went crazy. We walk into the room and she's like standing there like this. She's like, take a seat. I've assigned all of your seats. And I'm not kidding. She had drawn a diagram of the entire classroom on the board and like put everyone's little last names on each seat. And I was like, is this woman, is she mad? Like, what did we do? Some of us were like, well, maybe we should just switch names, like, and then we can sit next to whoever we want. And we tried that, but the problem is, on the computer, there's a picture next to each name, and so she could tell and got us in trouble. And I think 3 people ended up getting detention that day. After that day, a ton of students complained, and then I never saw her again. So who knows? Moving on. I had a gym teacher in 9th grade, and because I want to protect his privacy, even though I shouldn't, I'll call him Mr. X. So Mr. X is like 65, or at least he looks that. If he wasn't, it was impossible to tell because we thought he should be in a retirement home instead of teaching kids how to run around and do push-ups. Anyways, this guy was really quite strange. So what we had to do in PE is we went through each sport in like a unit, and then at the end of each unit we would have to take a test. That doesn't sound that hard, right? But he would make us learn when the sport was created and who made it up and who created the rules, and like specific rules like the dimensions of a tennis court. And like this guy expected us to memorize this in a day. He gave us the packet to review one day, and the very next day we had to take the test. Along with my science and other science and math and English and Spanish homework, I got PE homework too, which is great. But there was a specific instance that like sticks out in my mind of a time when he was just kind of weird. We were doing a frisbee unit. We had to do a warm-up first before we went outside. I was done with my warm-up, so I walked outside and I didn't see the frisbees anywhere. So I was like, hey, Mr. X, where's the frisbees? And he's like, I hid them. I thought he was joking, right? So I was like, oh, okay, you hid them. Okay, where? And he's like, in the sand pit. Now, you know, the sand pit where you do long jump, you hid them in the sand pit. I was weirded out by him at this point, so I just went back in and found my friends and kind of told them, and they're like, what in the world? We all came out like a few minutes later, and there were the frisbees right on the field, and I was like, oh, look, they're there. And he's like, and I was like, so why did you tell me that you hid them? He had put them like over in a corner where I didn't see them, but he told me he hid them even though they were right there. So then this guy tells me that he didn't want to hurt my self-esteem by telling me that I was wrong and that he didn't hide them. And I was like, does that even make sense? No. This teacher was really weird. We used to run laps around an indoor track, which is like 1/8 of a mile. And every time we would go around, he'd give us a card from a card deck and he'd be like, no cheating. And we're like, how in the world would we cheat? Like, this isn't even a game. You're just handing out cards. What in the world? I don't understand him. I wonder if he's still teaching. But anyways, it was an awkward year being in his PE class. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, just give it a thumbs up down below and comment because I love reading your guys' comments. Make sure to subscribe so that you see all of my new videos. I will see you all next Friday. Bye!